Hello, guys. Welcome to the webinar. We're super excited to have this webinar live. Let's wait for Katie to join as well.
Hi there. Hello.
Thanks for joining, Katie. And thanks, everyone, for joining the stream. As mentioned in our communications, we're going to talk today about stuff that is focused on how to actually optimize. All right, my iPad is misbehaving. So we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk today about how to actually optimize and scale NewsBreak. It's not the traditional native traffic. It's not the traditional social traffic. So lots of things that are in common with the sources that maybe you're used of, or with sources that you're not used. But definitely, we're gonna talk about a lot of interesting stuff today, and Katie is going to break down the whole process in very very important details. And please, Katie, please introduce yourself. I can say that she's a rock star at NewsBreak, so please introduce yourself. And
Of course. Yes, of course. Happy to be here. And thank you to the partners at Optimizer and Lander Lab, true legends in the space. My name is Katie Mulliken. I am a growth manager here at NewsBreak. I work directly with new advertisers coming onto the platform, get them from 0 to 7-figure spend in their first quarter by offering priority account support, playbooks for high-performing ads, and scalable solutions. So we love these win-win-win partnerships. They raise our awareness, but then they also give you as advertisers strategy, real tools, and real ad credits to actually test and ultimately grow your business. So let me go ahead and share my screen here.
Yep. So pretty quickly, let me go over the agenda for today. So what we're going to focus today, a quick breakdown is, okay, we did the intro. We're not going to waste your time with that. We're going to focus on NewsBreak audiences and why it's interesting, because bottom line is audiences. We're going to sell to people. We're not selling to objects. So definitely that's something really important. How to leverage their targeting and their bidding strategies, when to use what and why. We're going to talk about the top trending lead gen verticals and what actual creatives are being used for these verticals. And Katie is going to share a mini case study, which is really interesting. Then I'm going to show you guys how to actually build those traditional quiz funnels in under 10 minutes. Like, I have some really cool examples to share with you. And then we're going to actually go over pixel implementation, why the pixel needs to be implemented in a specific way, and how important that is for your optimization. And then we're going to go over campaign scaling and automation strategies, so that you guys can actually get the best out of your traffic. So at the end, we're going to close with a quick Q&A. I hope we won't take much longer than scheduled, but please, Katie, help us understand why NewsBreak and what's the actual audience there.
Awesome. Yes, amazing. So to kind of start off, you may know us as NewsBreak, our core app, but we are really so much more than that. We are an engineering-led company. If you go to our Mountain View office in California, you'll see the focus of the engineers on advancing our algorithm model engine, but also continuously expanding into additional quality premium inventory. So we're growing, which is very exciting. We've recently built the ability to monetize third-party publisher content. So today it's all in app, but we are quickly expanding. Next up, casual gaming inventory. So with our all 16 million daily active users across the entire inventory, our suite of placements, our NewsBreak app, newsletter, Scoops app, and premium partners, we can talk about who these people really are. So our core app is NewsBreak. It is a US-only app that partners with 98% of US publishers to source this local news content that is within the app that we then monetize through in-app advertising placements. So we're not trying to be a publisher, but rather a content recommendation model that drives high conversion rates through local engagement. So within the NewsBreak app, our 10 million daily active users are homeowners age 45 plus. This is not Gen Z doom scrolling. Think the mom or dad of a household. They own their car, they own their home. They're super intentional household decision makers. So with kind of this overview of some of these trending industries here, health and wellness, finance, insurance, home services, and e-com, I'm sure your brains are already kind of turning of what offers you have that align well with this audience, and we will get into that shortly, but just wanted to give a quick overview of NewsBreak here. Scoops is another app where it's really a way for us to build new audiences within our ecosystem. So the Scoops audience is slightly younger, slightly more male, more urban, more relaxed ad policy, super strong video engagement, entertainment focused, and about 1.5 million daily active users. Our premium partner inventory is growing very quickly. Right now, it skews slightly female, 45 plus, but that is changing fast. We have both gaming and non-gaming inventory, and these premium partner placements have super high quality users. So definitely recommend tapping into all the different suite of placements when you're looking to run ads on NewsBreak. Cool. Now talking about strategy. We sit in a really interesting space as this bridge between native and social. So the way our algorithm works, we're powered by this unlimited native strategy. Upload assets, our algorithm determines where to place them in the app to find the users most likely to convert. So here's just a quick overview of some of these different in-app placements. There's the in-feed, in-article, related, and this immersive video placement. So recommend testing both, hit the entire suite of placements. And this works well, especially if you're traditionally Meta and TikTok social and you're scared of native, or if you're traditionally Taboola Outgrain, scared of social. This is really this in-between space. Both work well on NewsBreak. So it's really a great opportunity to just hit another traffic source, find new audience. So 99% of advertisers come to NewsBreak with the intention of growing their business through these AI-driven bid strategies. They're very similar logic to other social platforms. The goal at the beginning is to really feed the algorithm data. So we suggest starting with max conversion bid type, get the 20 conversions needed to pass the learning phase quicker. And then once you have this solid data collected, you could switch over to target CPA for stricter CPA goals, or you can utilize these target ROAS and max conversion value bidding types, which is really great for optimizing, especially as you're able to assign different values of the funnel, find those super high value users for you. Taking a look kind of overall at the top trending verticals, again, the audience is homeowners age 45 plus. So there's lots of health and wellness, lots of e-com, but we're really focused on this lead generation vertical here today. Double tapping into lead generation, we see that, again, the audience in mind, 45 plus, there's an audience for everyone across Scoops, premium partners, and NewsBreak. Why? Because the demographic fits. Again, across all of these different placements, there's somebody who is the right user for your offer. Here is a visual of just how big lead gen is on NewsBreak. This vertical here is inclusive of insurance, finance, and home services. And in terms of finance, kind of breaking this down a little bit more, we do tend to see auto, home, and finance listicle be top performers, where Medicare is a little bit more seasonal. It's really great due to this audience demo match and the ability for our algorithm to drive this performance. Again, the users are in a news app. they're in this mindset of consuming information, learning something new, and then using that knowledge to make decisions. So finance aligns super well with that mindset. Breaking down home improvement a little bit, roofing, windows, solar, bathroom. Again, a little bit of seasonality where in the winter, in the US, bathroom remodel, kitchen remodel are top offers where they're indoor, where in the summer, yard work like roofing, gutters, window replacement really picks up. So kind of keeping that in mind. And then also the fact, someone, if they own a home, they're in the NewsBreak app reading about real estate, reading about property values, incoming weather damage. They're primed for a roofing offer. The audience is already there. If you just put it in front of them, they're very likely to convert. So just keeping in mind the audience seasonality and the different offers that might align with the demo here. Great. Looking into creative best practices a little bit, it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. I would note if you have winners on Meta or Taboola or whatever, just throw them into NewsBreak. For best practices, recommend 2 to 5 ads per ad set. Note to separate image and video into different ad sets and to test a different variety of unique angles. Looking into the finance creative guide a little bit deeper, again, keeping in mind this audience demo, decision makers, information seekers, senior citizens. For image, we see this kind of lifestyle, native style work really well, something that blends into the surroundings, not something that's screaming like, I'm an ad. Hook them with the visual first, some sort of visual proof, like a bank document, a wad of cash. I saved this by switching to this offer. Whereas for video, we tend to see this UGC style vertical video, lots of testimonials, reviews, like real people giving real experiences to drive that engagement. Whereas for home improvement, we do see a lot of before and after imagery. This really piques interest. My bathroom could look like this, where the before may be super drastic compared to the after. An action shot, someone building something. If it's, see this window offer here, it's someone in the process of making a window repair. So this works well, especially for home improvement. Is for videos, we do tend to see someone doing something, again, like these action shots, ASMR almost, where you're just kind of captivated by a quick sped up video of people hammering on a roof. It gets your attention first, but then you can create some sort of intrigue. Want to know how I saved 30% on my bathroom remodel? Or, you won't believe what this new roof cost. Create that sense of intrigue. And then once you have that, hook them with the information, and then they're able to convert super quickly. So now that we have kind of this idea of the audience fit and creative alignment, we'll break down what some of those winning funnels actually look like. So for native image, we tend to see an image, again, that's not too busy, has someone doing something, an action shot, blends in with the surroundings, whereas we will drive most of the time to some sort of pre-lander where there's more product information available. Something like an advertorial where, Becky from Ohio, she gives us 5 stars. She was able to save $456 doing these 4 steps. It kind of creates this sense of reliability, credibility. I have 3 kids. I live in Ohio. Maybe I can do the same thing. So having all of that information, again, with the audience works very well. Advertorial to quiz form page, submit. Whereas for UGC style videos, you can give more of that information in the initial video. So having, someone speaking to a camera saying, I followed these 4 steps and here's how I was able to save this much. And once they have some of that information initially, they can go ahead and drive straight to the Quizlander and submit form page. And then we also do have some pay-per-call, especially for offers like Medicare, where, again, some sort of advertorial product info, and then driving to the quiz form submit, click to call. Taking a look at a case study here, we do have so many homeowners on NewsBreak who are reading real estate content in the app. So no surprise that this home mortgage offer made a great case study. For this specific offer, it was a UGC style video, had a lot of product information, a user that kind of looks like someone who may be in the app, a slightly older female who is in a beautiful home talking about finance or how you can, save something as well. So with that, again, builds reliability, builds trust right off the bat. And then you're like, how can I do the same? So this specific offer actually drove straight to the quiz submit page. Enough information was given in the UGC style video where users were able to convert super quickly, just driving straight to the page. So now I'm going to pass it over, and LanderLab is going to give us a super valuable demo of how to actually create some of these winning landers yourself.
Thank you very much, Katie. Really great information and really great details. Like, I see people asking in the chat whether we will be sharing the slides at the end of the webinar. Yes, we're gonna share it. And actually, let me start. Like, I have a few slides. I don't like to go a lot of slides, to be honest, but let me share the actual example of the funnel that you mentioned in the case study, because I think that would be interesting. So practically, we have created a replica of this quiz funnel. Of course, we don't want to expose who's actually running the offers, and of course, it makes sense to be like that. So practically, this is the actual quiz funnel that was run on that offer. Let me zoom in a little bit. So practically, they're asking what kind of property do they have, whether it's a primary residence or not, what's the estimated property value, whether they have a mortgage on the actual property, whether they have or they don't have another mortgage or not. Then they ask about the credit line that they're asking for, credit score, whether they have bankruptcy or not. And there is some conditional logic in the back end which goes there. So let's say that we're not on the military services. It goes through a pre-qualifying, like a searching step, and then goes to the first name and last name. So I'm just going to add some John Doe stuff here. And practically, it's going to move on the next step, which after having the leads submitted, they're landing on an offer wall. So this stuff was actually created on LanderLab. Like, all this thing was created on LanderLab, and I can actually show you what it looks like from the back end. And practically here, apart from being able to create, host, and serve the page, we're able to break down the exits from each step. So how many people declared the property type, how many people declared the property usage, how many people have a mortgage, how many people do have a second mortgage, what's the credit, how many people went to the credit score, etc., etc. And tomorrow we're going to release a summarized summary, which practically tells you how many people have a good credit score, how many people that entered your funnel have a bad credit score, so you understand what the actual audience is. Like, you don't have to go through, like trying to figure out whether your leads are good or not. And if you're running direct, or if you're selling the leads directly to an advertiser, you actually have the possibility of understanding what's happening with your leads. Before going into the actual example of showing you how we can create one of these funnels, I want to show you guys one quick overview of the platform. So why we need that? So practically with LanderLab these days, you can create a quiz funnel in under 10 minutes. We did a webinar last week where we showed, it was last week, where we showed the actual creation in the process. For now, we are creating quizzes in 2 steps. Like, first step is creating the base page, and then the second step is where you create the actual quiz funnel. Both can be managed with a single prompt, like 2 prompts, you get a fully functional page. And on top of it, you can, as you can see in the preview here, this is an auto insurance which actually comes with all the brands, all the models, and the years of the cars. So that's something that not a lot of people are capable of pulling off, and it used to take weeks to be created. Now it takes just a few minutes. So these kind of things are not that hard anymore. So practically, it's going to be super easy for you, especially if you're selling leads directly, to get this up and running. Uh, Moving to the next example, we can actually create the financial for anyone running financial offers or financial lead gen offers. We can create easily those offer walls with specific comparison where they drive traffic from, let's say, directly from the ad to the offer wall, or directly from the ad to a short form or to a short quiz funnel, and then to the offer wall. We can integrate with Media Alpha or any other CPC monetization solutions. We can do advertorials just like this. Like this took like 2 minutes, and you can actually create the additional versions or the additional languages with a single prompt, and you are able to create these quiz funnels like this. These chat like funnels, which are not easy for a visual page editor, because you cannot actually look at what the results or the other stuff. But practically, it's way easier than dealing with I don't know, LenderLab, with Lovable, or with other tools that are now in the space. So why LenderLab AI is better than the others? I will give you one quick overview, which is really important. Like, for those that know, our team has been in the space for quite a long time, and we've seen any kind of funnel that you can think of, and practically our model is trained on actual verticals that are being run by affiliates or by performance marketers. So think of health supplements, think of gaming, pay per call, insurance, anything that comes in the lead gen space. We've seen actual funnels, how they work and why they work. So this comes with over 20 years of experience. And on top of it, I see there is some discussions in the chat about Lovable versus other solutions. I'm not sure what's being said, but practically, LenderLab compared to Lovable, V0, or Claude, or whatever, comes with a built-in visual editor, which doesn't actually leave you in that situation where you have to go back and forth with the chat box trying to fix a small detail. It comes with built-in hosting, built-in analytics, built-in A/B testing, native integrations. And in terms of native integrations, I'll show you in a moment what they are actually, what's actually available on the platform. You have the ability to store leads on the platform. You can do dynamic callouts, so you don't have to use third-party services to tell, hey, like I'm living in Torino, so you don't have to pay a third-party service stuff. So that's native, and that's built in on the platform on your landing pages. On top of it, you have the quiz funnel tracking and email and phone verification. So in terms of integrations, as you guys can see, these are all the usual suspects, or the main platforms that most of the guys in the lead gen space are working with. So if you're selling leads directly to buyers, you have Leadspedia, Leads Prosper, Bobberdo, or if you're doing the monetization yourself, you can easily integrate with webhooks or Zapier or any other third-party ESPs or third-party services. We have Meta Pixel, Taboola Pixel. We added yesterday NewsBreak Pixel. Is not present in the slides, but we have added NewsBreak Pixel in the platform, so you can easily just put the number there and the pixel will fire automatically. And on top of it, what do we have? We have also email and phone verification, which is very important. Like, there is an ongoing conversation whether the leads are good, whether the leads are fake, or whatever. And this often happens when buying affiliate offers. So if you're buying your own offers and if you want to filter out your leads, you can easily enable an email or a phone verification on your on your quiz pages, on your funnels, so you can understand whether you're sending valid leads or real leads or fake leads. So that's super easy. And also, if you want to integrate with third-party systems that like Anora, that you want to, in order to track or to check whether you're buying real or fake traffic, you can do that by just placing a script. And yeah, like that's pretty much it. Like let me know, guys, if you want to go over a live demo of creating a page. Like, I love doing these things. What do you think, Katie? Shall we do it?
Sure. Yeah. Let's do it.
All right.
Definitely
All right.
very
Tell me-
valuable.
Sorry.
I said it's very valuable, I think, to see. I'd love to.
Yeah. All right. Give me a vertical, guys. Give me something to test.
Someone in the chat give a vertical. We got auto, warranty, GLP-1, auto, social security,
Mystical finance.
supplement,
Okay, so auto kind of
final expense,
gets the lead.
roofing. Oh, they're coming in. Telehealth.
Yeah. All right. I don't know how to write copy for hormones. So okay, let's do. So auto is a bit specific, and I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna show you the actual example. So we have this auto insurance offer here, okay, and yeah, we have this auto insurance offer, and I'm gonna explain why. Because we have a module which does the actual brand and models and years of the cars. When you do the auto, like this is an auto page, we have this step here which has the car make and asks about the make, the model, and the years. So this is the only reason why the auto is a bit more complex, more because we are embedding the models and the whole API of the details.
Sorry,
Now,
Los, is it possible to zoom in at all? There's a few in the chat. If it's possible, make it bigger.
I'm doing how much? Like 150%. Is this okay?
Yes, I think that helped. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So, all right. Thank you. So, practically, we have the make, we have the model, and everything else. So, practically, when you navigate this, you can go and have the actual real feeling, and you can add additional cars if you want to collect 2 or more cars. So, anything that is related to that, and practically, when we go to the steps, we can have conditional paths. So if you are currently insured, we have a yes or no, and in the navigation, we can go on the next step where we ask about the insurance company, or if it's no, on the conditional navigation, we go directly to asking whether they are a homeowner. So if you are insured, we're going to ask whether which insurance company and for how many years, and then next we're going to ask for a homeowner. If you're a homeowner, then we're going to ask, do you want to include an auto, a home quote, a home insurance quote, or not? And if you say no, if you're not a homeowner, you're not going to get asked this question. So it's the whole dynamics of the quiz funnel there. So let me close this and go over to an actual quiz, to an actual funnel creation. So let's do one. I have the prompt ready here. So we had telehealth, hormones, auto, home warranty, social security, disability, then what else? Okay. Let me copy and paste. So I had this one for roofing repair services. Let's do auto warranty. Okay. Let's count it. It's 6:32 p.m. my time. So let's count the time it takes for the page to be created. Here, this is the time when we loaded the prompt. So we're going to do the first stage is going to be just creating the page, the base, and the second stage is going to be creating the actual quiz. And we can do a super simple step with the quiz, but yeah, let's go over it. So we're still not on the minute timeline. So in the meantime, guys, if you have any questions or any specific cases you would like to address, since we have Katie here, it would be nice to actually get some get some nasty questions on live and make and go over the details. Like there are some tricks some people are using, I guess.
Yes, I saw a few questions in the chat. One, let's see, was creatives for, let's see, looking like they're in politics. So I would note that within the NewsBreak app, it does help to have creatives that align well with the type of content in the app, but more so with like users doing things or taking actions rather than slight or like more politically angled creatives. Especially because we do have just one nuance of our ad policy because we are a news app. We don't allow anything to mimic breaking news or like have a government affiliated offer if it's not actually government affiliated, just because it can be misleading for news users. So just keeping that in mind, I would note not to use anything that has like government affiliation. But that being said, you can use angles that like have slight political affiliation, but that's not necessarily what we see perform best across the board. It's more like the UGC style testimonials, reviews, people taking actions for their home services, insurance, that type of stuff. Let's see. Oh, here we go. An account from NewsBreak. Yes, from India. So yes, the NewsBreak app itself is US only audience. However, we do have advertisers from all over the globe who run ads and media buy on NewsBreak. So we're a self-serve ad platform. We will share a link after this that you can use to sign up. And if you haven't tested NewsBreak yet, we do have ad credits for you up to 5K spend match that you can tap into to start testing. But yes, you can sign up from anywhere. Just note that the audience who's seeing your ads is US only. Speaking about integrating NewsBreak into the tracker. Yes, we're going to go over some event tracking best practices next. So it's not going to be super detailed of actually integrating or setting up the event tracking, but more so best practices surrounding it and how you can optimize your conversion tracking. For the 5K ad credits, that is for new advertisers. After this presentation, we will send up a follow-up email where you can sign up. I will see that you sign up from this. I'll reach out proactively, but if not, you can also just reach out to ad support@newsbreak.com. Say, I joined the webinar, I'd like to get started, and I will contact you from there. How is the landing page builder coming? I don't know if I should answer more or if
Let's keep some for the end. Like the landing page is almost ready. Like we are 4 minutes in and it's written. Yeah, in 4 minutes we have the quiz funnel ready to go. And I'm not going to do any customizations here. Generally, you need to do a few tweaks, but practically, there we go. So we have the page. So it took me 4 minutes. Of course, we're gonna remove the first step because we generally don't see a first step like this on the affiliate offers. But practically, if I'm saving this and publishing this page, we have the page live, and I will actually put this. I will actually put the link in the chat so the attendees can actually test it. So there we go. We have the live page. It's there we go.
That's awesome.
See, John at doe.com. We put the number and we put the zip code, and it's gonna get a quote. So after this step, you can actually route the system, route the page to go to a thank you page or to an actual listicle or to an actual offer wall, which helps you monetize the page. I will share the prompt with the slides. So it can be like my prompt was a bit more complex, but it's actually you can do it with simple prompts. So here you can see the actual prompt. Like I try to give it as many details as possible, but You can put even a simple prompt, and it will actually work really well. Now, getting back into the setup and into the tracking, yeah, can you dynamically? Yes, we can dynamically render. Yes, we can put the script. This is related to the dynamically render the lead buyer into the thank you page. There should be ways to do it. We need to look into the specific use case, but we can do it. Like, there is buyers who are doing something like that. Now, getting back to the tracking, like when you go to the pixels, you can actually put NewsBreak pixel here, and that it will be just a number. And when you load the page, it will load the actual pixel ID. And for the additional pixel events, you can actually put a script in the steps, and it will fire the pixel, or you can fire them from the affiliate tracker, like from Clickfair. So the way it goes is that you can actually fire conversions back to Newsbreak by reporting the lead event at the moment of the form submit. But if you want to actually feed better data, which will eventually help you to optimize for sold leads, not raw leads, because by the end of the day, that's the most important part. You can post even the sold leads separately with the help of a tracker like Clickfair, and then from there you can further refine your optimization strategy. But before getting into the tracker and before getting into that, please, Katie, help us understand a bit why pixel and what events do we need to go over, and then from there we go over an actual example.
Yes, perfect. Let's see. Amazing. So, with talking about tracking, this is kind of where your campaigns can quietly lose out on some of the performance. This isn't necessarily like how to set up tracking, it's more so why it is so important and so key to optimize your conversion tracking to work for you. So for lead generation, we do tend to see the pixel on the page load, view page, click button, and then also using postback for your final conversion event. So using both pixel and postback is our best practice for most accurate reporting. Also, I would note to pass back the full funnel of events while setting up your event tracking. Everything from click button, view page, add to cart, add payment history or information, whatever it may be, just so that it is feeding the algorithm as much data as possible that it'll use to optimize for you. One other tip is to season the NewsBreak pixel by installing it on your page before you even go live. It'll start to collect some of that user data as users are interacting with the landing page, even if you're not live on NewsBreak yet, so that when you do launch, it'll already have some data to work with that it'll start to optimize for you. And I would also note one super important trick is to pass back event values for parts of the funnel so that the algorithm will optimize towards the more high value conversions for you. So as Los had mentioned, if you own the landing page or use Lander Lab, we recommend putting the pixel on, installing the pixel, but then also passing back some additional hash demo data like age or gender so that we could find these similar types of users. Example, for auto insurance, if there are users 65 plus that are not as valuable for you, we can assign the value of users that are 65 plus versus someone who is age 45. And then the algorithm will determine which users are more valuable for you and drive those conversions accordingly. So I do want to note, just again, pixel and postback, full funnel of events. The more signals you pass back, the smarter the algorithm gets, assigning event values. And this also allows you to utilize target ROAS and max conversion value down the line, having event tracking with the event value set up. and then using both pixel and postback. So those are some tips and tricks in terms of event tracking that I just wanted to call out that really can help improve your performance overall and will continuously optimize. Great. Now, looking into just super high level overview of setup, we really recommend just starting with 1 or 2 campaigns, 2 to 3 ad sets, 3 to 5 ads per ad set. Most important things when launching a campaign: unlimited targeting, super important to give the algorithm enough room to collect a bunch of data, high enough budgets so you can get 5 to 10 conversions a day, so 5x to 10x your CPA goal, and 3 to 5 creatives within each ad set. As I mentioned earlier, we recommend starting with max conversions, gets you through the learning phase quicker, get strong learning data on the ad set level. And then from there, you can either switch over to target CPA or tap into target ROAS, max conversion value down the line as well. Once you do have some ad sets that have gotten through the learning phase, if you're happy with performance, you can simply scale up max conversion 20 to 50% every 2 days or so. This incremental budget increase helps not to have CPA spike too high as you're kind of scaling up. Whereas if you switch over to target CPA or target ROAS, these have more fixed CPA goals. So the ad set isn't going to spend if it's not able to find users to convert at those bid rates. So a little more conservative, you can scale those budgets aggressively. Another little insider tip, especially with lead gen, weekends tend to see better performance overall. We do have a lot of lead gen call centers that are actually closed on the weekend, so those advertisers cannot run during those times. So overall, on the weekends, there's just less competition on the platform, and we find advertisers have lower CPMs and CPAs as opposed to weekdays. So if you are able to run on weekends, some advertisers use the strategy of, on the ad set level, there's a checkbox, increase budget certain days of the week, and you can just automatically increase the budget on Saturday and Sunday by $50, $100, $1,000, whatever it may be, so that you can just automatically take advantage of this better weekend performance. And then we'll decrease the budget accordingly on the off days as well. So really just having these automated controls with the day parting, with the scaling up on the weekends, and then you can kind of not make as many edits. The campaign will just continuously learn, optimize upon itself, and you can kind of continue to scale that way. And one last thing I'll note is having multiple ad sets. Massive spend doesn't come in just one ad set. Many accounts will actually use a strategy of having different ad sets to scale, as well as having multiple accounts, even if you're running a high volume of creatives, just separating them across different ad accounts so that you can scale that way as well. So now we do have a Q&A session. As I mentioned earlier, we are super excited to help existing advertisers continue to scale, as well as meet some new advertisers who are looking to test a new traffic source. So after this, feel free to reach out to me, Katie Mulliken, on Telegram, Slack, email, or you can reach out to adsupport@newsbreak.com, mention the webinar, and I will find a way to get in touch with you, get you some ad credits, and hopefully scaling soon. Amazing.
Let's go over some questions here. So shall we go over the chat? Like, there is a question submitted in the question section.
Let's see.
And there is, the rest is in the chat, so it's a bit.
Sure, let's see. Data stored at the pixel or ad set level. So data is stored on the pixel, but within the ad platform, most of the data is stored on the ad set level, and then the campaign level, and then the ad account level. So if you do have a campaign, for example, that had ad sets that historically were performing well and have started to see some fatigue, you can try to test new ad sets in that campaign, because it will already have some of that campaign existing data that it will use when you launch new ones there.
Is it okay to run different offers in one ad account?
That's a great question. So we actually recommend separating offers by ad account. When you are creating ad accounts in the ad manager, you will select an industry. So note to select the most relevant industry for your offer. And then also if you're running two offers that are the same industry but have really different CPAs, like if you had two weight loss offers, one price point is $300 and one price point is $50, would separate those by ad account as well, as the ad account's got to categorize the industry and also the CPA learnings to optimize upon.
Is there a way to dynamically show Facebook ads headline as a lender's headline? Yes, there is. So practically, you just need to send it as a URL parameter, and then you can automatically display it as a URL parameter. So practically, just post the actual headline of your Facebook ad or whatever, or your NewsBreak ad. Put the headline there, and then it will automatically call it out from the URL parameters and show it in the page. So you can do it dynamically, and you can do it even other stuff dynamically. Steven says, I really need that 5K credits.
Yes, we'll get it.
Other
I
steps.
got my Telegram in the chat here, but it is just at Katie Mulligan.
Step 1, sign up for an account. Step 2, ping Katie. Oh, I saw there was a discussion regarding filtering out 65 plus audiences, and I wanted to show something really cool here that we have, because this has been tested on Meta and has been working really great. Let me show you what I really mean by a solution here, because practically, if you're creating a traffic source, let me create a NewsBreak on Clicklflare. When you add the postbacks here in the conditions, you can say if conversion parameter x 1, 2, 3, whatever the conversion parameter is, you can say if it is less than conversion parameter, so it needs to be equal to, or it's not equal to 65 plus, let's say, or anything above, like it will post the conversions. If it's 65, it will not post the conversions. Or if the payout, the conversion payout is less than $5. There are often cases where the lead quality is bad, or the lead wasn't really worth being reported. You can actually say that if the lead payout is less than 5, is greater than 5, then you can post it. So post only conversions that are greater than $5. Anything below $5 needs to be skipped. So it won't be posted back to the traffic source. Obviously, this will lead to some sort of discrepancy between the numbers that you see on the traffic source and the tracker. But if you want to feed the traffic source with data that actually you care, you don't want it to optimize toward people at a higher age, then obviously this solution here helps with the details. Other questions? There is a okay. There is a question from Namo, but I'm not sure I'm understanding this. So I'm running a debt offer and auto insurance, not meeting the lead CPA, and if the creative working today, the next creative is not working.
So I think this is similar to another question in the chat where it performs day 1 and then not performs as well day 2. I think from my understanding, but I would note we don't recommend making any edits for at least a few days after launching. So we do find once you do launch, sometimes people will like tweak something on the landing page or the creative headline, and that can negatively impact the learning momentum. So we do recommend not making any changes or edits for at least a few days after launching. And we do expect some fluctuations during the learning phase as the algorithm's collecting a bunch of data, and then we'll start to stabilize out after that. But recommend not making any changes during this time.
Nice. So we have another one which says started with $75 a day and started getting sales, and it shows learning is slow. My CPA is around 60 to 80.
Yes. So we actually, in this case, I would recommend launching a new ad set with a higher budget right from the start. So the learning phase is about 20 conversions. If we're going to get through that in like 2 to 4 days, that means we need 5 to 10 conversions a day. So you need a daily budget 5 times to 10 times your CPA goal. So if your CPA goal is $60, we'd recommend 300 to 600 or so to get through the learning phase quickly. So I would recommend launching with a higher budget right from the start, so the algorithm will determine it has enough budget to get enough conversions within the ideal time frame, and then should boost performance right off the bat a little quicker.
Shall we do a couple more and wrap it up?
Sure. Perfect.
So next one, how are you finding the effectiveness of pay-per-call campaigns on your platform?
Yeah, so pay-per-call, we definitely have a solid amount of pay-per-call advertisers, especially for Medicare. We also just recently rolled out a integration with Ringba as well, which will be posted on our help center and in our event management creation section as well. But that I think should definitely help streamline some of the processes. They do work well, especially just with the age demographic and the fact that it's a mobile app. People are on their phones, so super easy to click to call from there.
Okay, and we have one last one, which I think is interesting because this kind of stuff is generally what kind of keeps people from scaling.
So you can scale up from 100 to 1,000 a day. I would recommend max conversion. This drives higher conversion volume and will spend the full daily budget as it works to deliver as many conversions as possible within the daily budget. And then would recommend having multiple creatives within the ad set, increasing budget 20 to 50% every 2 days or 48 hours or so. And then you can also add a frequency cap of 2 or 3 a day on a max conversion if you are seeing CPA spike a little bit as you're scaling up. And then you can also test new creatives in the ad set that has exited the learning phase, as this ad set now has strong learning data associated with it. So you can turn off the underperformers, keep the winning one on, and then A/B test like 2 new ads or so along the existing winner and continue to scale up that way as well.
All right, let's do one last one and wrap it up because this seems interesting.
The most effective way to test new creatives. Yeah, so one of the ways I was just mentioning is testing new creatives in existing ad sets that have exited the learning phase and have some of that strong learning data associated. And then another one would be to test in a new ad set or even a new ad account. That being said, we don't necessarily always recommend like launching with the super high daily budget. If you're testing completely net new, we'd say somewhere between like 100 and 1,000 or so, not more than that. But would recommend taking a look at like the first few days of performance. If it's really not finding good traction or performance, then would recommend toggling it off and testing a new angle after that.
Awesome. Thank you, Katie. So pretty quick for anyone who has attended the webinar, you have my Telegram here and Lender Labs support Telegram where you can reach out, or my email and our support email where you can reach out. I'll be more than happy to help you with Lender Lab, Clicklare, and the optimizer. We are running a bit out of time. There are really cool ways you can automate your campaign management with on NewsBreak with the optimizer. We are practically working on some really cool updates which we're going to announce soon. And of course, if you need to get on a brainstorming call or on tracking on landing pages and quiz funnels, as well as optimization, just hit me up. I'm more than happy to help you guys. And Katie, please tell the audience how to take it from here, like with NewsBreak.
Yes, exactly. So you can feel free to reach out to me on Telegram at Katie Mulliken, or you can reach out to ad support at newsbreak.com. Simply mention this webinar and we will reach out with direct support. And then after this, we will also share a sign up link for NewsBreak if you haven't gotten a chance to already create an account. So if you sign up with that link, we will see you came from this webinar and we'll reach out and make sure you get some ad credits to test. But thank you very much. This was awesome. I think this was super valuable, amazing Lander Lab tool. I'm very excited to see some advertisers use that as well.
Thank you everyone for attending, and we'll be in touch. We will send the presentations, and we will share also a copy of the webinar within tomorrow. And if for anything that you want to go back and check, you will have your time and do it at your own pace. Thank you everyone, and have a great evening and day.